So Islam was out striking him and out wrestling him. Like he literally beat him everywhere. There was one single exchange. It might have been the third round, I forget, where Islam was like in a clinch situation and JDM just like lit up the body, went to the uppercuts, threw a nice combination. Islam was completely unaffected. That guy didn't give it. He didn't react. He didn't care. He didn't even let go of the exchange. He didn't desperately shoot. He didn't care at all. Like it was crazy. His lack of like, there's a combination coming my way. So it was just such a dominant fight in every single aspect of MMA. That's a huge step back for JDM. Like he'll never be world champion again.
Oh, wow.
How's he going to close that gap?
Those are strong words.
He can't close that gap. That was just, he had zero success. Zero.
Yeah. I mean, I think what like Islam said it in the post-fight interview, he's like, look, we understood he's got one, maybe two escapes, and he goes to that well on those escapes every single time where he kind of comes all the way through on the half guard and then kind of like sits back over you and kind of rolls you to your back and causes a scramble. That's how he gets to his feet. They just drilled on defending that. You know, I was those 2 days I was there in Jersey with them. I just saw them kind of just slowly going through the motions, and it was just kind of like just repetition, small little things. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Very nice. I do want to get into what you said, though, about the clinch work and the JDM, lighten him up on that body work a little bit and come over the top. That Thai plum, I hate that Thai plum for Islam, only because he's so talented. He's so good. I hate when he tries to do that because it is just common habit for a fighter's chin to come up in the air as they try to pull the head down. They try to get their body up and over them. And when they do that, their chin goes up and over the head. And that's when those overhand rights come. And it just absolutely drives me crazy. I know you'd hate to see someone get caught in an exchange like that and trying to control the head. And he got hit with some good shots and it didn't affect him at all. I honestly believe at 170 pounds, he's actually where he should be in terms of his weight class. He looked fantastic. He wasn't breathing hard. His cardio looked great. He looked so relaxed, so composed. And now I know it's easy to say that because you're dominating the fight. But when people are so afraid of your takedowns and you can do it from anywhere in the clinch, in the single leg to the double leg, that first takedown came so fluidly, snatched a single, sat up, gave him a clothesline straight out of the WWE and sat him to his butt and then right to the half guard position. He looked absolutely fantastic. I really don't think there's anywhere else you can go with Islam. It's either they're going to be Ilia Topuria for the money fight, or, I think it's going to be Kamaru Usman. I really believe it's going to be Kamaru Usman because of the fact that they would like to give Kamaru his due. He just beat Buckley. That's one. Two is Islam's chasing the legacy. He wants to fight the guy that has the best record or whatever is people consider to be the greatest of all time in the welterweight division. He wants that fight while he can still get it. Then he can fight the other guys. I personally think he's going to end up with the Ilia fight, though, to be honest.
Maybe I just have a recency bias. That was so dominant. I don't think Ilia beats him either. Like, I don't know who the hell beats him. Genuinely, I think Usman is literally, of all the Michael Morales, Carlos Prates, maybe Ian Gary, depending what happens next week. Usman is the worst of all of them, and not the worst skill-wise, not the worst fighter, not just the worst in that his age, the style. He's a wrestler who's not the better wrestler. Like, how is he going to win that fight? So, and I get your point, like, oh, let me beat the longtime legend, all that. But when John Jones fought Stipe Miocic, did anybody care? Do you know what I mean? Was there any question at all? Like, that's the greatest heavyweight. No, like, he's 42 years old. Who cares?
That's different, though. You're fighting a 42-year-old guy who is 3 years off. There's a big
the 3 years off was
and you're supposed to be considered the greatest of all time, right? Literally handpicking the guy who's 42 years old, who had 3 years off. Kamaru Usman just come off for a fantastic win over Buckley, who I was questioning. I was like, Buckley's gonna be too fast. Buckley's good at movement. He got dominated. He got dominated by Kamaru Usman, and Kamaru Usman was able to wrestle and take him down. Outside of Leon catching him in that body lock to the takedown, Kamaru Usman doesn't get taken down. He got taken down by Khamzat Chimaev, which we've seen is probably the best wrestler right now in the sport outside of Islam. Those two guys together.
Yeah, and he's notably bigger than if they do Usman next, I'm not going to complain. Like, there's the exciting part is he's a brand new champion. There's a lot of matchups to make, and I'm okay with any of them, right? I think he dominates all of them.
No,
if you don't do, I don't know who would give him problems. Like, not a wrestler, a 38-year-old wrestler in Usman who's not as good of a wrestler. Michael Morales is the only one we can debate because we haven't seen him lose.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Like, we haven't seen it. That's the only debate we could have, because I've seen Usman get out wrestled. I've seen Carlos Prates get out wrestled. I've seen Ian Gary get taken down relatively. I have not seen Michael Morales get out wrestled.
Mm-hmm. Though the way that I see, if Islam and Usman were to wrestle or to fight, is that the flexibility from Kamaru Usman is just not there. And if you take a look at how, like I said, that Islam wrestles, it's a lot of tree topping with the single leg. The flexibility's got to be there. And I think at the age that Kamaru Usman is, make it very difficult. Now, he's also very good when you get on the single, was covering the head, smashing, getting the wizard, keeping the leg smashed down. He's good at defending that position really well. So if I'm going to put someone in that mix, I really honestly believe he's probably the toughest matchup because of his wrestling ability. And on the feet, Kamaru Usman's got straight combinations.
He's fast. He steps into his jab so he can be long. Yeah, I mean,
fantastic jab.
And you have a couple super chats here from Hakeem if you want to read them. Those are about Kamaru Usman as well.
You can go ahead and read them.
Well, they're yours. He said Kamaru Usman will beat Islam easily. No way Islam can take Kamaru down. Kamaru knocks out Islam on the feet.
Ooh, Kamaru. Wait. Kamaru beats Islam is what you're saying.
Not me. This is what Hakeem the Dream is saying.
What Hakeem the Dream says. Look, I think he's the toughest fight for him. I actually thought it was going to be Sean Brady. Sean Brady, I think he's got to work out some stuff.
Some stuff.
So you guys got to stop. You specifically have got to stop with all the negative energy. Look, it's okay to come in and have a bad night. He's had 2 bad nights, one to the former champion of Bilal Muhammad, and he had a bad night last night, man. It really, that's what it came down to. He got hit with some big shots and wasn't able to put it together. Look, Kamaru Usman is a very tough fight for him. The wrestling is all there, but I think that's probably the fight. They're either going to do Ilia Topuria.
As a fan, let's pause on Ilia. As a fan, would you rather see Islam versus Morales or Islam versus Usman? Islam versus Usman. As a fan,
I think Usman.
I don't know. And if you have a moderator in here that can throw up a vote in the chat, I would assume most people, unless they just hate me right now, I would assume most people would prefer to see Morales than Kamaru Usman. Okay,
so you say that, okay, until you end up with the same thing you got last night. And they're going to be like, oh, man, shit. You're not going to get that same type of fight with Kamaru Usman.
We had that fight with Kamaru Usman when he fought Hamzat. That was the fight.
And they stood a little bit until there were some takedowns involved. But those are 2 great wrestlers, right? Like, they're different style of wrestling. They're different fighters. Like, you have Hamzat and Kamaru Usman are straight, like, double leg, single leg style wrestlers. Islam poses a different threat on the way he gets his takedowns. I think it ends up being a tough fight. I'm going to Hakeem the Dream. I'm not going to agree with you. I'm saying it's going to be a tough fight. I don't think Kamaru gets it done just based on age and right now where they're at, him coming up in weight, and you give him more time to actually train with that weight on more than 11 months, man, he's just going to start filling out a little bit more. He'll end up being a lot tougher of a fighter. Yeah. What do you got?
I think Hakeem the Dream. I think this is Kamaru Usman's burner account. He's managed by Ali. This might actually be Ali commenting, pretending, because it says the next super chat, $5, is Volk almost knocked out Islam. Kamaru might break Islam's face. Ali knows Kamaru will beat Islam. It's a bad matchup for Islam. That is Kamaru Usman's
there it is right there.
Burner account. That's his burner account for sure.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Hey,
so.
Look who figured out how to
I'm figuring things out, guys. I'm figuring things out. It's going to just take a little bit.
I told you could do it.
I know I could do it. I'm figuring things out. We're making some grounds over here, guys, on the live chats. We're doing enough of them now. I've just started dinking around with it and actually having to do some research. So it's been fantastic. Look, if I look at this, you're telling me after what I saw last night, I look at Ilia Topuria and I think to myself, it's not even close.
He's too small, dude.
Yeah.
He's small for 55, let alone a giant 70 Islam. He's too small.
MMA nerds, I actually like this. Topuria only based on the fact because it's a huge money fight. Kamaru Usman and Shavkat are the next 2. To me, Shavkat is the one that's kind of the dark horse. I think that Islam is more of a technician than Shavkat, but the style of the way Shavkat fights, because he's so tall, long, lanky, he will pose some problems for Islam. Islam's used to being the taller, longer fighter, or just physically being the bigger fighter. He handled it really well last night with JDM. But I think that's the matchup I think you got to make. You go Ilya for the money fight. If they can't get that done, then you go Kamaru or you go Shavkat. Shavkat's out for a while, so I don't really know where you're going to be with that.
That is the problem. If it's a fantasy world, I love the Shavkat matchup, but I think he's out for a year.
Yeah. That's what I was hearing. I was hearing that he's out until like the end of 2026, July.
He's going to be, you know who he's going to become? He's going to be Beneil Dariush. All this wild potential, a great win streak. He's going to have very poorly timed injuries in what should be the prime of his career. He'll come out the other end and just not be the same person. That's exactly what happened to Beneil Dariush.